Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to address the dreaded topic of how to stay productive and motivated when you're working from home. I get asked so often on Instagram, I get all your messages and I honestly just can't reply to them all. So I thought I would make this video for all of you. And I know that some of you are struggling to feel motivated and focused when you have to work or study from home. So I thought I'd share with you 5 tips for how I stay motivated and productive when I'm working from home. And especially when my state went into a 111-day lockdown, how I coped and some things that really helped me. So hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought. Let's get started. Alright, so tip number one thing that has made a huge difference for me, and I actually talked about this, I did a live stream with my life coach, Josh Zimmerman, also known as Creator Coach on Instagram, and we were talking about the importance of having a morning routine. Now, it's so easy to just roll out of bed 15 or 5 minutes before you have to start your studying day or work day and just stay in your pajamas. But honestly, it does not signal to your brain that you are differentiating between personal time or downtime and work time. So I have to admit, by day 100 or day 90 of that lockdown, I didn't exactly have the perfect morning routine, and I really did lack motivation for a little while. It's hard, we're only human, but I did notice that at the start when I was making sure that I would get up, have a shower, get dressed like I would if I were going to the co-working space, and make sure I had breakfast, and then essentially go to work by coming into the study and not going on my phone beforehand, not jumping into work mode early, that it made a huge difference, not only to my mood, but then my overall productivity and focus. So I really can't recommend strongly enough the importance of having a good morning routine. And even if you just think about a couple of things that you can do to start your day before you jump into work mode, like showering, getting dressed, and you don't have to do your hair and makeup, but just pull your hair back and maybe just put some moisturizer on, something, a little skincare routine, I don't know. But whatever works for you to just help your body wake up gradually. Because the other thing that we forget is when we wake up, our brain waves are different to when we enter that work state. And if you go straight to your phone or you get straight into work mode, you're not allowing your brain that time to adjust and wake up gradually. So you need to be kind to yourself and kind to your brain and make sure you have a good morning routine. All right, so the next tip, being in front of my workspace here, is to actually have a separate workspace. Now, if you can't have your desk in another room to your bedroom, then maybe think about having a screen or something, some kind of a curtain, something to separate your bedroom area from your workspace area. But otherwise, if it can be in another room, I think that's ideal. Again, it just helps you to separate work and personal time, and you can basically just take yourself to work when you go into the home office or study. But I know a lot of people have gotten very creative with how they set up their workspace. And for me, having this room as our designated working area has definitely helped, because then at the end of the workday, I can just close that door, and I don't necessarily feel like it's the perfect way to switch off, but it definitely helps. Right, so I have my phone on my desk only because I use it sometimes as a little, like, oh, it's 11:11, look at that. That's party time. You know when it's 11:11, you're supposed to dance for a minute? Anyway, forgot what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is I have my phone on my desk because I use it as a bit of a prompt when I'm filming, so I've got my note section. But when you are working, take that phone and put it in another room or put it in your bag or something, because you want to minimize your distractions. Again, this sort of stuff is so straightforward, but it really makes a huge difference to your productivity. If you think about every single time you have an interruption that you otherwise could have controlled for, it breaks your focus, and it doesn't just take you a moment to get back into the task at hand. It actually really sets you off sets you off track for quite a while. So minimize distractions, keep a tidy and minimal, keep a tidy desk and keep your clutter to a minimum. And if you wanted to see my updated desk tour and organized office tour, then they are my last week and the week before's video on my channel, so you can check them out as well. There'll be little clickable cards up above floating here, those little white dots that appear. Right, now everybody on this channel probably already knows, unless you're a newbie. If that's the case, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and follow me at Study with Jess on Instagram. Anyway, everyone that has been following me on this channel knows that I am tea obsessed, and it's one of my go-to things when I'm working, but it's also one of my favorite ways to take a break. So especially when I'm at the co-working space, the walk from the desk all the way to the communal kitchen is pretty far. So it's a good way to just stretch my legs. One thing I love to do though is every 30 to 60 minutes, get up and get moving and utilize those breaks. And this happens when I get really into that state of flow and I'm deep in work, if I don't get up for, it could be 2 hours, I feel it at the end of the day, or not even, just by midday. So I strongly recommend, if you are at home and working, or even if you're studying in the evenings after coming back from school or uni and college, that you make sure you take breaks, and you can put little reminders on your phone, you can have an alarm that goes off, even make a list of really good ways to take breaks, healthy ways. And for me, that does not mean going on my phone or watching TV or Netflix or going on social media. It's more like getting up and getting moving. So I'll take Winston for a quick toilet break outside or a walk around the block. I'll make a tea or a snack. If I take a phone call because I want to catch up with a friend, I'll do that, but walking around the place as well, walking outside or up and down the apartment. When I am at my co-working space and that office, then there's a really nice courtyard outside, and I'll just basically do laps, like a little hamster on a wheel, because it's the size of this room. So you can just imagine 40 minutes on the phone to my bestie, just pacing up and down. But again, it's a really good way just to get stretching and move and avoid like tightness in your neck or just fatigue and sore eyes. So take regular breaks, guys. It's really important. It's simple, but it works. Now, I filmed a what's in my backpack video a while ago. Again, I'll try and remember to link it as a card up above, but the reason I wanted to mention what's in my backpack is because I pack my bag. Whether I'm working from home or when I'm going into the office, I will pack my bag and then I will pack up everything at the end of my work day. So in this bag, I won't show you everything that's in it because you can go and watch that video another time, but I have well, not right now because my laptop's out here, but I usually have my laptop, my charging cord, my USBs, my everything. It's all in there because I don't want a smidge of work to be left on my desk, because if I am working from home or I'm coming home from a busy day, I don't really want to be in work mode after that. I want to switch off. The best way to switch off is to pack it up and put it away. So get creative if you're working from home, or if you work out of home, just making sure that you don't leave your work lying around. It's otherwise just going to signal to your brain that there's more stuff that you could be doing. And if your mind is anything like mine, meaning it never stops, which is why meditation is the best thing, then, you know, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and it really helps me. So hopefully it helps you too. So again, I just really wanted to validate for anyone out there that is working from home and having a challenging time, that it can be challenging. It is a challenge. I found it really hard to work from home, especially during that extended lockdown of 2020 that my state experienced. And even to this day, like, I love our home office and it's a beautiful space, but I don't enjoy working from home because it is harder than being able to go out and separate your work and personal time and work and personal life. So just remembering that we are all human, and it's normal to have periods where you're feeling a little bit less motivated or you're feeling a little bit more tired, and being really self-compassionate and saying, you know what, I'm doing the best that I can, and these tips that I'm sharing with you in today's video, they're easy, practical ways to make this time more manageable, to make it easier to work from home. They're really just simple tips, but they've worked for me. And have I kept them up 24/7, 7 days a week for an entire year? No, it's a little bit up and down here and there, I think, but I do notice that I feel a lot better and my work is much better when I'm applying these tips compared to when I'm not. So I hope you found this video helpful and that you all have a productive and happy week, and let me know in the comments what else you'd love me to film in the next couple of videos. And also follow me on Instagram at Study with Jess for more tips and behind the scenes, and I'll see you all next week with another video. Mwah! Bye!